Going on, everybody? It's Stas here. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down a bunch of stocks that I'm looking to buy heading into this brand new week here in the stock market. And I also want to go over what happened last week in the stock market, doing a quick technical breakdown here on the S&P 500. And guys, we officially have a new president-elect. Joe Biden won the race. So I want to go over some companies, some stocks that I think will do well under a Biden presidency. And guys, speaking of Biden, the futures are extremely green right now. So I want to break down the futures, the S&P, NASDAQ, the Dow, gold, and silver, as they're actually going up because of the certainty now around the president. Before, we didn't know who it was going to be. Now we know it's going to be Biden. So if you guys find value, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and check out the Discord chat, the Facebook group, and if you guys want 3 free stocks from WeBull valued up to $1,600 with a deposit of $100, all of those are linked right down below. And did I mention that they're all free of charge? Yeah. Go take advantage of those, linked right down below in the description box. So guys, again, Joe Biden is our president, our new president come end of January. What is it, January 20th or something like that? And yeah, it's not 100% official. It could change, who knows, but I'm 99.9% certain that Joe Biden is going to be the president, right? Donald Trump is looking to go to the Supreme Court. He's filing a bunch of lawsuits here on different states. Who knows what's going to come out of that? It's going to be, honestly, a drag here. It's going to take a couple of weeks. It's going to take, who knows, maybe a month and a half. Nobody knows, but most likely Donald Trump is not going to be our next president. It's going to be 100%. I have it at 99.9%. It's going to be Joe Biden, guys. And again, there's going to be a fight. He's going to go to court, all that stuff, but I think Biden is most likely, 99.9% going to come out on top. And before we even get into the video, let me know your thoughts on that down below in the comment section. And yeah, he's going to be our president. Joe Biden is the new president-elect here. So before we talk more about the stocks that will do well under Biden, in my opinion, and some earnings reports and some other stocks, let's take a look here at what happened last week in the market. And guys, you should know this. If you were in the markets last week, it was a sea of green. It was beautiful out there. Let's just put it that way. S&P went from 3280 all the way up to about 3530. That was the big move of the week, about 7% in literally just 3 trading days, which is unbelievable. And we saw a bit of consolidation on Thursday and Friday here on the S&P. We traded between 3530 and about 3490 to about 3500. And honestly, guys, very simple here. For direction purposes, I'm looking to see if we break out of 3530, if we break out of 3540. If that happens, we're most likely going to see all-time highs here on the S&P. We're going to see a nice gap up. And guys, we might even see all-time highs tomorrow. Who knows? We might see a massive green day tomorrow. Again, the futures for the S&P are up 45 points right now. So based on the futures, we're easily going to gap up out of 3530, so momentum is likely to continue upwards from here, at least based on the futures right now. And again, the futures can flip-flop. They can go down tomorrow. Nobody knows. But if they remain green, we're going to see a very nice gap up here in the market. And let's say we don't break that 3530, 3540 level, which is a big resistance coming up, which we probably should gap out of if the futures remain green. But let's say they turn red. A support is going to be 3490, 3480. If that breaks, we might see a leg down on the S&P, maybe into the mid 3400s. But at this point, futures are crushing it. I don't really think we're going to see a sudden flip to where they go red. I'd be honestly shocked if that happened. Take a look here at the S&P. The futures are up 45 points. They're up 1.3%, and we're well above that 3520 resistance here on the futures. And we're breaking out. This is a pure breakout on the S&P futures, with the next big resistance coming up at about 35.80 to about 35.90. So this is looking very bullish, guys. Futures are up 1.3%, S&P 500. The NASDAQ futures are up almost 200 points, up over 1.6%. And the Dow futures, they're up 320 points, up 1.15%. And even gold and silver are up, guys, which I have a silver position right now via SLV, which I talked about the previous couple of videos, right? Silver futures are up 25 cents, up 1%. Gold futures are up about $3, up 0.16%. And Bitcoin, I haven't checked it, but Bitcoin's probably up as well. So assets are pushing up like crazy right now. And yeah, it's likely to do with Biden. We have no uncertainty around it at this point. It's likely that he's getting elected, and that's what's really pushing the markets up. And not only that, it's the split Congress too. That's also pushing the markets up, because if the Democrats had a blue wave, a clean sweep, that would be a bit I'd say scary for the markets, because they can really pass through whatever they want. But now that we have a split government, there's more checks and balances, right? It's going to be more difficult for them to pass through a lot. And honestly, that's good for big tech especially, right? Because we know a lot of people in the government think big tech, a lot of them are monopolies, Google, Amazon, Facebook, all these companies. So with split Congress, it's going to be more difficult to pass through laws that are going to affect these massive companies out there. And, that's kind of what I'm seeing. And that's why I think the markets are pushing up right now. And let me know your thoughts down below in the comments about everything. But again, at this point, we have more certainty. Split government. Biden is 99.9% going to be the president, unless somehow Trump gets through litigation and something comes out of it. And we just have a lot more certainty, and the trend is remaining strong and green, right? So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments around all of that. I would really love to know your thoughts there. And we have a lot of earnings coming up this week. Tomorrow we have Plug Power, Workhorse, McDonald's, Aurora, Simon Property. We have Beyond Meat, Tilray, good old infamous Nikola as well. Tuesday we have Rocket Companies, Lyft. We have Tencent. Wednesday we have, Purple, Revolve, Vroom. And then Thursday we have Cisco, Wix.com. We have Energizer, good old Disney as well. And then Friday we have one that I'm excited about, which is DraftKings. We have DraftKings, and then a bunch of other ones on Friday that, quite honestly, I don't really track myself as well. So a lot of earnings are coming up here, guys, and it's going to be interesting. So let's break down some stocks here very quickly that I think will do well under Biden and some different industries. So industry one, we have the clean energy, right? Clean energy, electric vehicles as well. Those are two industries that I think will do well. Clean energy, some stocks in there. Think Plug Power, right? Ticker symbol PLUG, which reports earnings tomorrow. This one's likely been running like crazy because it was anticipating Biden winning, and now that we have more certainty around he's going to be the president, right? This might go even higher, so I'm watching Plug here. JKS is another one that's just been ridiculously hot this year, guys. It's gone from $11 to $90. Now we've pulled down to about 60. We're rallying off of 60 now. On Friday, we were down about 10%, so this could be a runner as well. This is Jinko Solar. They report earnings on the 17th, so that report's coming up as well. And another one here is Next Era Energy, ticker symbol NEE. We could also see a leg up in this one, in my opinion. And like I said, electric vehicles, right? We have NIO, which another thing with under Joe Biden presidency, we're going to see the conflict with China cool off a bit. We're going to not have as much tension in the trade war with China, because Joe Biden is going to be much more friendly and favorable to China than Donald Trump was. That's just a fact. I mean, we know it. So companies will do well. Chinese companies, it's kind of like a win-win. It's an electric vehicle company, and it's not really in the U.S., so I guess you could argue that it's not going to really benefit from Joe Biden, but it is because of the Joe Biden and Chinese relationship, if that makes any sense. So it's almost a win-win, but I'd definitely say it's a win at least. And then we also have Tesla, an American company, which is going to do well, in my opinion, electric vehicles, and Workhorse, WKHS. This is another one that I personally own. They do delivery vans and so forth. I think this company will do well. And MJ companies, we've talked about these before, guys. CGC, what is this? Can it be growth, right? I almost forgot the name for a second. We also have ACB Aurora, which, guys, was up 56% on Friday, and healthcare companies as well. UNH, United Health, this did well last week. J&J in case of a vaccine, and even AbbVie, I'd throw that one in the mix as well. It was up almost 10% in a single day last week. So these, in a gist here, in under a couple minutes, these are the top stocks, in my opinion, that I'm watching and looking to buy that I think will do well under a Biden presidency. So let me know your thoughts about those down below, and let's dive deeper now into some other ones that I'm watching for this week that are reporting earnings and that, quite honestly, I think have a lot of potential. Starting off here with McDonald's, ticker symbol MCD. This one's off about $17 from its high, down about 4.5% here from 233 down to about 216. And what I'm seeing here, guys, and you guys can probably see it as well on this 4-hour chart, I'm seeing consolidation and a confirmation that this is a higher low for McDonald's, right? This could be easily the continuation of the uptrend, especially now that we actually held above 215. We broke above it last week, and we closed above it. Now, one thing that is a bit worrisome is we're still trending under the 50 and the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart, which honestly, guys, I think needs to break before I take a position. And another possible thing, a pattern here, should I say, that could occur is a head and shoulder on McDonald's, which, I mean, that doesn't give it too much upside from here, but then again, it kind of does. I mean, the right shoulder could form up to about 225. That gives it from 215 to 225, about 3.5%. So hear me out, guys. Look, left shoulder, head right here, and this is the neckline on the head and shoulder, right? And now this could be the right shoulder. So we might rally up to 225, and if we break 225, that would be bullish. It would not be a head and shoulder because the right shoulder would not be completed. We'd probably just straight up go up to 235 if 225 were to break. And with earnings coming up, I think they're pre-market. I'm personally going to wait and see what those are looking like and maybe catch some sort of momentum move tomorrow if the earnings are solid. So watch out for this, right? I think 225 is likely to fill. And if we end up curling down and falling from there, that could be the right shoulder completion. But if we break out of that, there could be even more upside above 225 on McDonald's. And Workhorse is one that's also reporting earnings tomorrow, guys. Ticker symbol WKHS. This is one that I have a decent position in. I've been holding this one for a while, and I'm actually looking to average down on this stock after their earnings tomorrow, guys. I'm super excited to see what they report, how much money they're losing, what their guidance is, what their projections are. I'm super excited about that. And we all know the elephant in the room is the USPS contract, right? Workhorse is heavily relying on this. And under Biden, I think that's a great sign that we have Biden, right? I think that is a good sign for Workhorse. And, I mean, we're going to get a contract announcement sometime in December. We were supposed to get it about a couple weeks ago. We didn't. It got pushed back. So if we get some sort of news around the contract, maybe Workhorse gets half of it, 75% of it, or even all of it, that's going to be extraordinary here for the company. And again, under Biden, this is a pretty good bet in my personal opinion. And yeah, guys, it is a bit risky. It's speculative still. It's not a for sure thing, but if you have some risk tolerance, if you have a tough stomach, right, hey, this one could be for you. And we close under 1770, which is a big resistance. I'd like to see that break. I'd like to see a gap fill up to $19. And honestly, for us to break out of the resistance from last week, which is close to $20, I mean, if that breaks, that could be great Remember last week we went from $16 to almost $20 overnight. I think that level needs to break for more upside here on Workhorse. And we also have Beyond Meat, ticker symbol BYND, guys. We took a big hit from almost $200 down to about $140. That was a trim of $60 per share. 27% of the share price was gone in a couple of 10 days or something. And now we held 145 at a higher low. That was an old resistance, right? That's a good sign. And we filled the entire gap from 145 up to 155, and we closed right under it. So at this point, guys, I mean, if we break out, there could be a lot of momentum shifting Beyond Meat back up into the 160s, and hey, maybe up over 165, which is a big resistance now from back in the middle of June, and maybe back into the 170s, right? So watch out for Beyond Meat on this momentum play. Earnings are coming out tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So Beyond Meat, BYND is on the top of my list. Same here with Rocket, guys. Rocket Company, ticker symbol. I was about to type in ROKET, but the ticker is what? RKT. RKT is the ticker here, guys, on Rocket. And yeah, I mean, it's still downtrending. It's not the prettiest looking chart. But one thing we can agree on is this stock has just been devastated, right? From $35 down to about $20. God, oh my goodness. My throat. Ooh. Down from $35 to $20, up to about $24, hit a lower low at $18. Now we're running up, and this could technically, this could be a lower high if we fail to break out of here, right? If we fail to break out of this downtrend. So I think if this downtrend breaks, there could be some short-term momentum up to $25 here on Rocket. So watch out for their earnings on the 10th here of this week on Tuesday, right? And DKNG, DraftKings, they're coming up here on Friday. I'm very excited about this company, guys. It's down from $64, hit about $35, big support, held it, rallied off of that, broke $40, then it broke $42. Now it's holding $42 as a new support. So I'm thinking if $42 is able to hold this week, guys, we're going to see a move up to $45. It's going to happen, right? From $42 to $45, that gives the stock about 6-7% upside from here. But also, we could sell off. I mean, it really could go either way because we are a bit oversold, no doubt about it, on this 4-hour chart. Not so much on the hourly chart, but on the 4-hour chart, we are a bit oversold. So I'm thinking, now that the market futures are green, and now, oh my goodness, the S&P's up almost 52 points, the futures, that's probably going to shift up most stocks out there tomorrow, and DKNG might see a massive pop just because of the market's green. So, hey, watch out for 45 to fill up there. And we also have Disney, ticker symbol DIS. They report earnings on Thursday here, guys, and Disney is looking pretty interesting, right? We're holding an uptrend overall here, 4-hour chart. And we're slowly breaking out of a resistance as well. Let me extend this to the right to show you guys. We can see this resistance of lower highs is breaking out. And we also are breaking out of the 180 and the 4-hour and the 50 SMA here on the 4-hour chart. So I'm thinking Disney, I don't think their earnings are going to be that great, to be honest. But if they have good guidance, and who knows if they will, but let's say they do, hypothetically here, guys, we might see a move up to 133. That's a big resistance coming up. Maybe 137. That's another high from back in, what was this, the beginning of September. So watch out for the momentum here. There is some upside, in my opinion, with Disney, and we might see a rally even heading into the earnings. So that's DIS. Another one here that I'm watching, I've been talking about it a lot, is Zoom. And this is another one that might just go up based on the markets just being green right now. Again, the futures are crushing it. So, Zoom, and honestly, guys, under Biden, it's more likely that we're going to have a lockdown across the U.S. here. And under that scenario, I think Zoom's going to do well. Zoom is locked and loaded for a breakout at this point. We have Biden in. He's more likely to do lockdowns. And we already have CV at record numbers, daily cases here in the U.S., which is closing a bunch of school districts down. They're going to be going into Zoom more, Zoom meetings, Zoom classes. It's already in universities all across different industries. So I think Zoom's going to break out. I mean, who knows if it goes above 600? If I were to guess 600, above 600, or let's say under 400. I mean, I'm putting my money on the long side. I think we're going up on Zoom. I think if this downtrend is able to break tomorrow, and if 505, which is a big resistance, is able to break, I mean, we're off to the races. This thing could have an explosion, and I definitely want to be a part of it. So I'm watching Zoom, ticker symbol ZM. Another one here is good old Tesla, which is kind of similar to the Zoom pattern. It's actually a little bit ahead of Zoom. It's already broken out of the downtrend as Zoom hasn't quite yet. It's almost there. But going back to Tesla, TSLA, you guys can see if I zoom in a bit, it's already broken out of this little downwards wedge, right? We're above both moving averages, and we've consolidated above them. So I really think that Tesla has a very good shot at getting straight to the 460 level at this point, right? That gives it from 430 up to 460, about a 7% potential for upside, potential for profit, right? So that's ticker symbol TSLA. Watch for that momentum to really kick in. And AMD is another one, guys, that's just been crushing it, breaking out. We took out this big resistance here, this wedge that you guys can see, easily broke out of it. We filled the gap up to $83, broke out of that on Friday. We almost filled the entire gap up to $87.88, and now with the futures being up a big amount, and that's likely to drag over into tomorrow, we might see AMD, although it is overbought, I mean, we might see it just go straight up to 88. And honestly, I'm not chasing it at this point. If we were to get a pull down at 83, 84, I mean, that would be a nice entry. But at 86, 87, honestly, I think that's a bit of a chase. That's just me being honest. And either way, I'm watching it in case we do get that drop. And if we do, I will be taking a part of AMD, right? Taking a position, right? And Lyft is another one, LYFT, guys. We all know a lot of good news came out last week about Uber and Lyft. They don't have to, what's the word? Categorize their employees as employees, right? They're independent contractors still, which is great for their business. They're operating in California now and so forth. And Lyft is more beaten down than Uber. I mean, Uber is at a high at this point on the 4-hour chart. It hit $45, but Lyft is not so much at a high. It's actually still down about $15 from its high here on the 4-hour chart. So I think Lyft, if it breaks $30, $31, there's going to be a nice juicy gap up there, especially if they have good earnings, good guidance, forward looking, is solid, right? We could end up making a move up to $35. That's the next big level of resistance that I have here on Lyft. So, I mean, those are a bunch of companies, guys. I mean, we could go all day talking about this stuff. I mean, CGC, we mentioned it earlier, MJ companies, they're going to do well under Biden. CGC holding 23.50 now, which was an old resistance from back in the end of May. This could easily hold, and we fill the gap back up to $25, which we were just at. Literally, I think maybe Friday was it where we? Yeah, Friday. We were at $25 on Friday. So watch from $23.50 to $25 here on CGC. Another one is SPCE. This one's great in my opinion. We have a flight coming up. Let me just double check the live news here. November, when was it? It's slipping my mind here, but good news around there in terms of Virgin Galactic. So these are a bunch that I'm watching. Starbucks as well, above $92. I think this one's going to break out to the mid-90s, maybe high 90s. So, yeah, guys, that's it for this video. And again, President Biden is coming most likely, unless somehow, some way, President Trump gets through litigation, Supreme Court, and it gets overturned. But again, guys, I don't think that's going to happen, and I'm sure you guys will agree with me down below. So, yeah, that's it. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and let me know any thoughts you have down below in the comment section. And if you guys want 3 free stocks, you didn't sign up yet, which you guys should definitely do it, check out the link down below. All you have to do is deposit $100, and you get 3 free stocks valued up to $1,600 from WeBull. So I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, be safe out there, guys. Hope you all do well this week. Peace out.